Hey everyone, welcome to MJS Coaching Football. Thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate it. Coach Sullivan here, defensive coordinator, and I hope that your 2021 season was as successful as ours was. Today in this presentation, I want to go over in our 3-4, one of our match quarter variations we call grade 2 versus Oklahoma, which is a vertical out concept. It's pretty much the All-American concept at all levels. Every single offense runs it, okay? So how do we defend it out of this match quarters variation grade 2? So over here, I'm going to go through the key terms to help you better understand how we defend it. And then here, I'll diagram it and go through the particulars with you as to how we defend it, okay? So the first key term itself is the surface, right? What's meant by surface? To us, surface is the offensive line, right? Tackle to tackle. When there's a tight end, the tight end is added to the surface. So the tight end is part of the surface. So all our defenders, including the 8 who are involved in pass coverage, they read and react to the surface, the offensive line. Okay? So the offensive line tells you whether it's run, pass, direction. So our guys are looking for this, the hi-hat, whether it's a vertical set, angle set, hard set, whatever the set is, they got a hi-hat. Okay? So I'm going to do that now. So we established that the surface has told us it's pass. All right, so we get a set, a set, a set, and a set, right? So we got the hi-hat. So that kicks us into grade 2 mode, okay? So the second term, outside linebacker and inside linebackers, right? It's grade 2. So our outside, inside, outside linebackers, they're the ones who are reading and reacting to number 2. Okay, we have 2 defenders on each side reading number 2. So we tell them read number 2, tells you what to do, right? We've been taught in rhymes since we were small kids. It's effective. I'm a big believer in rhymes, okay? So number 2 does an out. Number 1 does a vertical. So when we get to the diagram, both inside and outside linebackers react to 2, and then depending on what 2 does, then they also have to read number 1. Okay? So I'll bring that to life in the diagram. And again, this is a vertical out concept. We look at it as number outside in, 1 to 2, even though we're reading number 2. Point being, this is a pass concept. What 2 does is in sync with what 1 does, right? This is coordinated to have the routes work together. Okay, so that's how we view it. I'm sure that's how most, if not all, coaches do it, right? So then the outside linebackers, since 2's doing it out, they're going to cut and carry number 2. In grade 2, that's it. Boom, done. Okay, they will cut and carry 2. And again, I'll bring that to life in the diagram. When 2 comes to them, that's it. They're good. Okay? And even though he's running away from them, the corner, as we'll learn, this is different. This is grade 2, not grade 4. Okay? The corner's not matching number 2. So non-subscribers, push that button. Okay? So now the inside linebackers, 2's out, 1's vertical, so they fall back to running back 2, spy the Q. Running back 2, spy the Q, which goes all the way back to our base match quarters, grade 4. It's a beautiful thing, and it's very, very simple. Okay, it's very, very simple. So all of our match quarters and match quarter variations tied together. That's the best part of it. All simplicity in teaching, plus it's the built-in disguise. Everything looks the same until the ball's snapped, and then that's asking a lot of quarterback and receivers. Okay? So now the corners, number 5. They're going to bump and carry number 1, and they're the outside bracket. Because remember, grade 2, it's also a zone bracket of number 1. Corners and safeties, bracket number 1 and less. So if 1's vertical, there's a bracket. So this is a bracket. Okay? The unless, non-subscribers, you have to push the button. Okey-doke. So then the safeties, number 6, they're going to zone off because they still mirror the release of 2 after the surface, right? Surface to 2. They zone off to number one, and then they're the vertical inside bracket. So we're going to have a bracket of number one, as we'll see. Okay? So with that, let's now transition to the diagram. Okay, I'm going to illustrate Oklahoma vertical out in red. So I have a press example over here so you can see the two techniques, and our regular off over here. Might we align like this? Possibly. Usually if we're in press, both corners are in press. If we're in regular, both corners are, but we can line like this. I'm doing it just to show you the two techniques, okay? So number one runs the vertical, two runs the out over here. One runs the vertical, two runs the out, okay? So now, let's start off with the outside linebacker. Surface, pass, two's out. He's going to cut and carry. He's got number two, right? Match, he's got two. The carry, if this were to turn into a wheel, he would keep outside leverage. Keep the wheel to his inside because even though the bracket's on one, help is to the inside. That's the carry. Okay, so he's going to cut it, and then if it turns into a wheel, he's going to carry. All right? Over here, little different technique because the attach, the outside linebacker, the tight end, always getting hands, knocking back the tight end. He's going to hear pass, plus now the tight end's not blocking anybody. He's vehemently trying to get away, right? So he will also cut and carry. Okay, he will cut and carries, but still, it starts off differently because in space, right, on a tight end, a little bit different. Okay, so now I'll say the inside linebackers for last. Let's come back over here to the press corner and then to the safety on the same side, and then I'll go over there with the off corner and the safety, okay? So over here, when they're in press, they're in zone press, so they're outside, and we'll run gray 4 out of zone press, okay? And then if I'm on the left, I'm going to jam with my left, the offhand jam. If I'm on the right, I'm going to jam with my right, okay? So I'm going to get an immediate jam, and then bump in tempo. We got to match the tempo. So he should be going pretty fast so that he's going to keep the outside part of the bracket. That's the carry, right? So that's what the dime would be doing if this became a wheel. He would be outside keeping the receiver to the inside. The safety, surface, right, zit, zone off. Now he is the inside. So here's your bracket, right? Outside, inside. Normally, if it were gray 4, they'd be trying to hit the void right here because the corner's not there. They try and stick it. If you got a strong arm quarterback, that's what you do. Well, against a strong arm quarterback, that's why we'd run gray 2. Because now you got that bracket. Okay? Over here, surface to 2, zone off. The difference in technique when the corner's playing their regular depth at 7 yards, we say take the charge. Keep your feet hot, but there are no pedals. As the number one, if he's buzzing up the field, you're trying to get the jam on him, funnel him inside. That's why I have that move there. The cornerback executes the technique properly. He's going to funnel him to the inside, so he might need to get a little butt to boundary in the walk, forcing the receiver inside. Don't let the receiver get to your butt or the sideline. Okay? Can't happen. Then he will institute the carry, right? The outside bracket, zoning off the inside bracket. So again, we've got that one bracketed. Strong arm quarterback in gray 4 because the corner be up here. Some freebies, non-subscribers. Okay, this is why we would run gray 2. They got a quarterback who can stick it before the safety gets there. So that now leaves us with the inside linebackers, right? So they get the surface. They're going to pivot to 2. 2's not to them. They see that 1's vertical. So it's mirrored on both sides. Running back 2, spy the Q. So if the running back, even if it's in protection, comes to them, then they have the running back. Okay? So this would institute what we call a key rush. All right, again, non-subscribers, push the button. If the running back were to run a route, he's got the running back. Okay? Running backs away from them. When we talk about spy the Q, we also tell them you're going to mirror. That's the technique, which means move to get yourself into position so the quarterback sees you. Like when they look in the mirror, they see you, the linebacker. Okay, and that also gives you a chance to get hands up, and can be disconcerting to a quarterback to see a linebacker right there in front of them, and everywhere they go, you're there. That's the point. So it's running back to spy the Q. The technique is mirror, get in the vision of the quarterback, right? So get in his mirror. And that's what we want to do. Okay? So in grade 2, that's how we defend Oklahoma, right? 1 out, vertical out concept. So as I said at the beginning, thank you for watching MJS Coaching Football. I really do appreciate it. To subscribers and non-subscribers alike, please, questions, reach out to me at MJS Coaching Football. Coach MJ Sullivan. Excuse me, I mixed up my YouTube channel with my own email. Coach MJ Sullivan at gmail.com, and I'd love to talk football with you.